month, a customer came into my shop with a 2019 Toyota Camry that had only 42,000 miles on it. She was worried because a strange light had appeared on her dashboard for about 3 seconds during startup and then disappeared. She figured it was a glitch and ignored it. That was 6 months ago. By the time she brought the car to me, her catalytic converter was completely destroyed. The repair cost was $2,400. That little light she ignored was the catalyst efficiency warning. It was telling her that the catalytic converter was running below optimal temperature. A $40 oxygen sensor cleaning or a $15 fuel additive treatment would have fixed it. But because she did not know what the light meant, she lost 6 months of warning time. This happens in my shop every single week. Toyota, Honda, Lexus, Mazda, and Subaru all have dashboard warning systems that are far more sophisticated than most owners realize. These cars are literally talking to you through tiny lights and symbols on the dashboard. But most American drivers only know 2 dashboard lights, the check engine light and the low fuel light. Everything else gets ignored. I have been working on Japanese cars for 19 years, and I can tell you that understanding these warnings is the single most cost-effective thing you can learn as a car owner. In this video, I am revealing 9 hidden dashboard warnings that Toyota and Honda owners almost always ignore. Each one is trying to save you thousands of dollars. Let me show you what they mean. Hidden warning number 1. The flashing check engine light versus the solid check engine light. Most drivers treat both of these the same way. They see the check engine light and either panic or ignore it for 6 months. But there is a critical difference. A solid check engine light means there is an emissions-related issue that needs attention. It could be as simple as a loose gas cap or as complex as a failing oxygen sensor. It is not an immediate emergency, but should be diagnosed within a week. A flashing check engine light is a completely different situation. When that light flashes, your engine is actively misfiring. Unburned fuel is being dumped into the catalytic converter. Every minute you continue driving, you are destroying a component that costs $2,500 to $3,000 to replace. For Toyota and Honda models, a flashing check engine light means pull over safely as soon as possible. Do not drive home. Do not finish your errands. Pull over. The amount of damage a misfiring engine can cause in just 10 minutes of driving is shocking. I have seen catalytic converters completely melted from customers who drove 15 miles with a flashing check engine light. That is the difference between a $200 ignition coil replacement and a $3,000 catalytic converter replacement. Hidden warning number 2. The VSC off and check engine light combination. When these 2 lights appear together on a Toyota or Lexus, most owners think there are 2 separate problems. There is not. It is almost always one problem triggering both lights. The vehicle stability control system shares data with the engine management system. When the engine develops an issue that affects power output, the car automatically disables traction and stability control because it cannot guarantee consistent power delivery during a stability intervention. The hidden meaning here is that the engine problem is serious enough to affect drive performance. This combination frequently indicates a mass airflow sensor issue, throttle body problem, or a significant vacuum leak. The fix is usually $100 to $300 if addressed promptly. But ignore it and drive for months with both lights on, and the secondary damage from running with incorrect fuel mixture can cost $2,500 to $2,500. Hidden warning number 3. The maintenance required light versus the check engine light. On Toyota and Lexus vehicles, there is a small light that says MAINT REQD. This is not the check engine light. Most owners confuse the 2 or assume they mean the same thing. The maintenance required light is simply an odometer-based reminder. It comes on every 5,000 miles to remind you about oil changes and basic maintenance. It has nothing to do with any sensor reading or actual problem with your car. You can reset it yourself without any tools. For most Toyotas, turn the key to the on position with the trip odometer showing. Turn the key off. Hold the trip reset button. Turn the key back to on while holding the button. The light will flash and then turn off. The check engine light, on the other hand, is triggered by actual sensor data from the onboard diagnostic system. It means something measurable has gone outside normal parameters. If you have been ignoring the MAINT REQD light thinking it was a check engine light, and you have been skipping maintenance because of it, your car may have gone 20,000 or 30,000 miles without proper service. That kind of neglect creates real problems. Hidden warning number 4. The battery warning light that appears briefly during startup. On Honda, Acura, and many Toyota models, the battery light comes on briefly when you turn the key, then shuts off when the engine starts. This is normal. The system is testing itself. But if that light stays on for even 1 extra second longer than usual, or if it flickers briefly while driving, that is an early warning that your alternator is beginning to fail. Most owners do not notice this subtle change until the alternator dies completely. When that happens, the battery drains quickly, and the car dies, often in traffic or on the highway. A new alternator installed before it fails costs $300 to $500 at a shop, or about $150 if you do it yourself. Emergency roadside alternator replacement costs $700 to $1,000. And if the alternator fails suddenly without warning, the power steering and brake assist can be affected temporarily. Pay attention to that battery light during startup. If it stays on even half a second longer than it used to, get the alternator tested immediately. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Hidden warning number 5. The TPMS light that you keep resetting. The tire pressure monitoring system light is the most commonly ignored warning on modern cars. Most owners see it, stop at a gas station, add some air, and reset the light. But here is what they do not realize. If the TPMS light comes back within 2 weeks of being reset, there is a slow leak, a nail, a corroded wheel rim, or a failing valve stem. Driving on a slowly leaking tire is incredibly dangerous. At highway speeds, a tire that is 8 psi low generates significantly more heat. The sidewall flexes more with every rotation. Over time, this weakens the internal structure. The tire can blow out catastrophically without any additional warning. For Toyota and Honda models, if you reset the TPMS and it returns within 14 days, do not just add air again. Get the tire inspected for punctures. A plug repair costs $25. A new tire after a blowout costs $150 to $300, and the damage from an uncontrolled blowout at 70 miles per hour, that has no price tag. Hidden warning number 6. The slip indicator flashing during dry weather. On Toyota and Lexus models, the slip indicator light looks like a car with wavy lines behind it. When it flashes during rain or snow, that is normal. The system is intervening to maintain traction, but when it flashes on dry pavement during normal driving, something is wrong. The most common cause is a failing wheel speed sensor. The traction control system thinks one wheel is spinning faster than the others because it is getting a bad signal from the sensor. The fix is usually a $50 to $80 sensor. But if you ignore it, the traction control system may intervene unpredictably. It can cut engine power or apply brakes to specific wheels when it should not. In an emergency avoidance situation, this could be the difference between maintaining control and losing it. Hidden warning number 7. The AT oil temp light on Honda and Acura. This light looks like a thermometer inside a gear. When it comes on, your automatic transmission fluid is overheating. Most Honda owners have never seen this light because it only activates under extreme conditions: towing, mountain driving, or prolonged stop-and-go traffic in hot weather. But when it appears, you have about 5 minutes of driving before permanent damage occurs. Pull over. Let the engine idle for 15 minutes with the car in park. The transmission fluid will cool down through the cooler circuit. If this light appears during normal driving, your transmission fluid level may be low, or the transmission cooler may be blocked. Either way, continuing to drive will burn the clutch packs inside the transmission. A transmission rebuild costs $3,500 to $5,500. Checking transmission fluid takes 60 seconds and costs nothing. Hidden warning number 8. The ABS light that comes on and stays on after a cold start. On Mazda, Subaru, and some Honda models, the ABS light occasionally illuminates after a cold start and stays on for the entire drive. Most owners figure the ABS system has a minor glitch. They are wrong. When the ABS light stays on, it means the anti-lock braking system has deactivated itself because it detected a fault. Your brakes still work normally, but in an emergency stop, the wheels will lock up instead of pulsing. On wet roads, this dramatically increases stopping distance. The most common cause is a corroded wheel speed sensor connector. Salt, moisture, and road grime eat through the connector over time. The sensor itself may be fine, but the corroded connection gives an erratic signal. Cleaning the connector with electrical contact cleaner and applying dielectric grease takes 10 minutes and costs $5. Ignoring it means you are driving without ABS until you fix it. That is a safety system designed to keep you alive in emergencies. Hidden warning number 9. The oil pressure light that flickers at idle. This is the most dangerous ignored warning of all. If your oil pressure light flickers briefly when you sit at a red light or in a drive-thru, and then turns off when you press the gas, your engine is begging for help. This flicker means oil pressure is dropping below the minimum threshold at idle. The oil pump is struggling to maintain pressure. The causes range from low oil level to a failing oil pump to worn main bearings. If you see this flicker even once, do not drive the car to the shop. Have it towed. The difference between a $300 oil pump replacement and a $6,000 engine rebuild is about 15 minutes of driving with low oil pressure. I cannot stress this enough. The oil pressure light is the most critical warning in your entire car. It is the only warning that, if ignored, will guarantee catastrophic engine failure. The pattern here is clear. Japanese cars are incredibly communicative through their dashboard warning systems. Every light, every symbol, every flicker is telling you something specific. And in almost every case, the cost of addressing the warning immediately is a fraction of the cost of ignoring it. A $25 plug repair versus a $300 tire. A $50 sensor versus a $2,500 catalytic converter. A $300 oil pump versus a $6,000 engine rebuild. Your dashboard is not trying to annoy you. It is trying to save you money. Start paying attention, and you will never face an unexpected major repair bill again. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video, as I am sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car